we're going to look at what the show would look like if the WCW Champions would take on the WWF Champions that were in August 1997. So we will start off with the undercard, and I say the undercard, the lesser titles. Mm-hmm. And this match would slap. We're going to take a look at the WCW Television Champion, the Ultimo Dragon, versus the European Champion, the British Bulldog. Talk to me about this one. How great of a match would that be?
I think it'd be excellent. You have two really different styles, though. And then those usually are really, really good or really, really bad. But with these two, I think it'd be really, really good.
Who would you I agree. Who would you pick as the winner? If you were booking this match, or if you were just picking it as a fan, who would you pick to win?
Very unpopular opinion, I would pick Ultimo Drago because I like Lucha. I mean, I love the British Bulldog, but as far as like wrestling goes, Ultimo Dragon is my winner.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was going to pick Ultimo Dragon as well. Earlier British Bulldog, early 90s, I'm picking Bulldog. But here in 1997, I'm picking the Ultimo Dragon here. So that's match number one. Match number two, let's take a look at the tag team match. The WCW Tag Team Champions, the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, taking on the tag team that just recently won the titles a couple weeks ago, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin and Dude Love. What a match this would be.
Dude Love cracks me up every time I see Dude Love. Yeah, I think this would be another. I think this would be more of a fun match than a serious match, just because Dude Love's in it.
Yeah, he would be the comedic relief for sure, and would probably throw off the Outsiders. You got obviously Stone Cold, who is probably, I don't know how long, a year or so into his Austin 316, maybe a little bit less. I can't remember exactly when. I know it's King of the Ring, but I don't know if it was King of the Ring 97 or King of the Ring 96 when he became Stone Cold, basically.
Yeah, he kind of shot up after the Austin 316 thing, and then he just stayed up there,
Oh, yeah. One of the best of all time, for sure.
Who are you picking, Josh?
I mean, it's hard to pick against Stone Cold, but however, you've got an established tag team on the other side that I think would work well together. And I think the clashing of style of personalities, I guess, would cause too much of a distraction. And I'm going to go with the Outsiders.
Yep, I agree with everything you said. But always been a Scott Hall fan, Razor Ramon. So I would never pick against him.
All right. So far we have 2-0 on WCW side, but we may have some differences in the next next two. We're going to go with the Intercontinental versus the United States. And the current WCW United States champion is Double J Jeff Jarrett, taking on the Intercontinental champion Steve Austin, who's doing double duty tonight. He's wrestling two matches because he's the current Intercontinental champion as well.
I forgot he had both titles at one point.
Yeah. Yep. So this match, I think, would be a no-brainer. Stone Cold Steve Austin is winning this match. However, you make this match, and I'm not saying I would change my decision, but the match would be much better if you put this on 2 years later. And you give Jeff Jarrett a couple more years to where he kind of evolved into what he was at the end of WCW or early TNA, early NWA, or I guess not early NWA, but you know what I'm saying. He got much better in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. And like you said, this is a no-brainer. I pick Steve Austin.
Yep. So the main event of the evening, we're going to go with the World Heavyweight Champions, and we all know who they are. The WCW champion is Hollywood Hogan, taking on the WWF champion Bret Hart. And before we talk about this, both of these men just recently won those titles. Bret Hart, we just talked about. He won it at SummerSlam against The Undertaker a couple weeks before this. And if you remember, Hogan had a long title run, and literally 7 days prior to this, Hogan lost the title to Lex Luger on Monday Nitro. And 6 days after that, at Road Wild, won it back. And Monday Night Raw was 2 days after Road Wild. So Hogan is only on his second day of his title run here. And Bret Hart's only on this is a week on his title run. So both new champions here at this point, quote unquote. Who you picking? Hollywood Hogan or Bret Hart?
Had to ask, didn't you? Not a fan of either one. So I would say double count out.
Double count out.
If I had to pick, I would have to go with Bret Hart. Even though it's hard because there'd be outside interference, I'm sure, on Hogan's side, I think the Hart Foundation would back up Bret. And I was never really a fan of either one of these guys wrestling.
So I am going to pick the same. There's no differences, unfortunately, of any of our picks. But I loved Bret Hart though. I was a huge fan of his in ring. Love his technical wrestling, and now his character mic work. Yes, that needed work and stuff like that. But I was always a Bret Hart guy. I wanted those pink sunglasses. I wanted, big Bret Hart. Now, yes, now he's just a grumpy old man that holds grudges and can't ever move on and live a life. He has to always bitch and moan pretty much. But
yeah.
But I would also pick same thing. NWO would be involved. So would the Hart Foundation. So I'm going Bret Hart.
I mean, as you know, I like a lot of the mainstream wrestlers, but like for the most part, I liked guys like Dean Malenko, the workhorses, that came in, did their job, did it really well, and were really badass at it, but don't get the credit, Yep. So like, I've always liked people like that.
Yep. No, agreed. I could not agree more. Dean Malenko.
And like, I don't hate Bret Hart. He just wasn't one of my favorite wrestlers. So, right. I mean, I'm not knocking on the guy because he was really, really good in the ring.
I mean, hell, I didn't say anything about Hogan. Hogan was was the sole reason, 100% only reason that I flipped the channel from WWF to WCW. Had he not made that jump, I probably never would have watched Sting or Ric Flair, or I would have, but not that. I wouldn't have done it live, right? So, sure. All right. So, fun little section there to kind of break up our wrestling episodes. I think we'll continue doing that every month.